नानरेणामृगैरपि
नानरेणामृगैरपि
नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम्
नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम्
अन्यस्मादपि चायुधैः
अन्यस्मादपि चायुधे
नाभूमौ नाम्बरे
नाभूमौ नाम्बरे
नानरेणामृगैरपि
नानरेणामृगैरपि
नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम्
नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम्
अन्यस्मादपि चायुधैः
अन्यस्मादपि चायुधैः
नाभूमौ नाम्बरे
नाभूमौ नाम्बरे
नानरैणामृगैरपि
नानरेणामृगैरपि
नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम्
अन्यस्मादपि चायुधैः नाभूमौ नाम्बरे नानरेणामृगैरपि
नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम्
नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम्
अन्यस्मादपि चायुधैः
अन्यस्मादपि चायुधैः
नाभूमौ नाम्बरे
नाभूमौ नाम्बरे
नानरेणामृगैरपि
नानरेणामृगैरपि नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम्
नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम्
अन्यस्मादपि चायुधैः
अन्यस्मादपि चायुधैः
नाभूमौ नाम्बरे
नाभूमौ नाम्बरे
नानरेणामृगैरपि
नानरेणामृगैरपि
नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम्
अन्यस्मादपि चायुधैः
नाभूमौ नाम्बरे नानरेणामृगैरपि
Word-to-word meaning, translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
No,
No,
not
Antaha.
Antaha.
inside
inside
the palace or home.
palace or home,
Bahi
Bahi
outside the home.
outside the home,
Divan
Diva.
during the daytime.
During the daytime.
Naktam
Naktam.
during the night.
During the night.
Anyasma
Anyasma.
from any others
From any others.
beyond Lord Brahma.
beyond
Lord Brahma.
Api
Api.
even
Even.
Cha
Cha.
also
Also.
Ayudhai
Ayudhai.
by any weapons
By any weapons.
used within this material world.
Used within this material world.
Na
Na.
not
Not.
Bhumau
Bhumau.
on the ground.
On the ground.
Na
Not.
not
Ambare.
Ambare in the sky.
In the sky.
Mrityuhu
Mrityuhu.
death.
Death.
Na
Not.
Narai
Narai.
by any man.
By any man.
Na
Not.
Mrigai
Mrigai.
by any animal.
By any animal.
Api
Also.
Translation: Grant me that I do not die within any residence or outside any residence during the daytime or at night, nor on the ground or in the sky. Grant me that my death not be brought by any being other than those created by you, not by any weapon, nor by any human being or animal. Purport. Hiranyakashipu was very much afraid of Vishnu's becoming an animal to kill him, because his brother had been killed by Vishnu, and the Lord took the shape of a bull. He was therefore very careful to guard against all kinds of animals. But even without taking the shape of an animal, Vishnu could kill him by hurling his Sudarshan Chakra, which can go anywhere without the Lord's physical presence. Therefore, Hiranyakashipu was careful to guard against all kinds of weapons. He guarded against all kinds of time, space, and countries because he was afraid of being killed by someone else in other land. There are many other planets, higher and lower, and therefore he prayed for the prediction of not being killed by any resident of any of these planets. There are three original deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. Hiranyakashipu knew that Brahma would not kill him, but he also wanted not to be killed by Lord Vishnu or Lord Shiva. Consequently, he prayed for such benediction. Thus, Hiranyakashipu thought himself securely protected from any kind of death caused by any divinity within this universe. He also carefully guarded against natural death, which might take place within his house or outside of the house. ओमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीविद्यापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सागरनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे नमो महावदनाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते देश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Maybe the translation. Grant me that I not die
I not die
within any residence
within any residence
or outside any residence
or outside any residence
during the daytime
during the daytime
or at night,
or at night,
not on the ground
not on the ground
or in the sky.
or in the sky.
Grant me
Grant me
that my death
that my death
not be brought
not be brought
by any being
by any being
other
other than
those created by you,
other than created by you,
nor by any weapon,
nor by any weapon,
nor by any human being,
nor by any human
or
being
animal.
or animal.
Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So this is a beautiful series of verses going on from Charan Canto, third chapter. So, uh, so we saw that how Hiranyakashipu had his plan to become immortal, and after seeing the blessings of the Jesus, yesterday a very powerful class, was very inspired, especially that about stick of mercy of Vaishnavas, because whole day I was trying to remember it. Not whole day, but in the day sometimes there's something in my mind. Once in a while. Once in a while, sometimes. It was very amazing. Stick of mercy. I think you have put the quote in your room also. I saw in your room also. Oh yeah. They have put it there. So that was very nice. So I welcome all of you for today's class and seeking the blessings of the VS Bhutan Guru and all the Vaishnavas. Then we can have purification of our heart and we can have some glorification of the Lord, whatever we can. By grace of Lord and Guru. So, so this series is going on. Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. So you've seen that how Hiranyakashipu performed very severe austerities with the desire to become immortal, and he's actually wanted to get the audience of Lord Brahma. And Brahmaji appeared uh, and was very amazed seeing the austerity of Hiranyakashipu. And we find that how Hiranyakashipu offered so many prayers, which was actually meant for Lord Krishna, the Supreme Lord. But he was kind of flattering. So he's following that process. Okay, he was flattering this like in today's world we find that how sometimes for getting the favor of a politician, people do jai jai. They will do a lot of glorification of the politician to get some kind of perk, some kind of facility. So he is in the highest political position, Lord Brahma. So he's wanting to get some favor. He wants to become immortal. So we find that this is how Hiranyakashipu very tactfully offers so many prayers. Actually he was kind of aware that Lord Vishnu or Krishna is the supreme. But nevertheless, he did not mind, to offer all the words of glorification in the superlative degree to Lord Brahma, because he was so much bent upon getting the boon from Brahma. By any cost, he wants to get some kind of boon. So he did not mind. It's fine. Can offer whatever is required. He is okay with that. So Sri Lakshmana was telling that that way we should be also having fixity in our goal. How for attaining our God, whatever price you have to pay, you should be able to pay. Yes. Guru Goswami Path also says that the only price what you have to pay to achieve love of God is lot and greed, intense greed is required. So Kashpu is here showing such kind of determination, such kind of greed to attain his goal. So devotee is having the right goal, and he also is very greedy to attain that goal, and he's ready to sacrifice anything to attain that. And here we find that Hiranyakashipu now is asking for the boon. So now he's very clear. He doesn't want to die. So he's studying so many permutation and combinations. PNC, we must have studied in our maths before. So he's applying all the varieties of possibilities where he may get death, he may attain death, or he may be killed. And with all his intelligence, he's trying to ask Brahma that how he should not be killed. So he's applying best of his intelligence. Remembering that how his brother was killed by both incarnation of the Lord Brahma. So he's even asking that I should not be killed by animals. So applying his best intelligence to avoid death. This is what we find here. So this you can see Hiranyakashipu's desire to become immortal. It can also be, devotee's desire. He doesn't also want to, be caught up with the cycle of birth and death. Not in the way that Gyanis do, but devotees want to eternally serve the Lord in his personal association, the personal association of the Lord. So devotee may desire that. Of course, devotee is happy to serve the Lord wherever he is, but a devotee may also desire to be with the Lord. There's nothing wrong with that. So this is a rightful claim of every humanity to be with the Lord. So in one sense, Hiranyakashipu's desire to be immortal, if you see from the perspective of somebody wanting to get rid of the cycle of birth and death and attain the service of the Lord on the eternal spiritual platform in the spiritual world, is not wrong. But the problem is that Hiranyakashipu is wanting to become immortal on the same body, and he wants to go ahead with his bodily conception of life. So basically, he's wanting to continue his bodily conception of life and continue the plan of enjoyment independent of the Lord. So this is what is bent upon, and you see that later when Prahlad Maharaj also tells Sri Hiranyakashipu that that how you are your mati is completely you're so determined. You're so determined not to actually give up your body conception of life. Until Krishna, Bharata Satova, that Grihatana. So you have taken a determination, you have taken a vow to remain in this body conception of life. So that's the problem. So here, Hiranyakashipu is determined to remain in the body conception of life. He wants to continue to live. He wants to continue to live with that body conception of life. So that's the main problem here. So this body conception of life, that is the main disease of any living entity. Because when we identify with the body, as Radhisham was observing in the morning, then all varieties of enjoyment one wants to have independent of the Lord. Because the body is awarded only for trying to enjoy independent of the Lord, in a sense, because the different varieties of species of life, it's all just to facilitate so many varieties of desires what divinity has. That's why there's so many varieties of species also. And among all the species, human form when we get, and of course we understand that how human form is quite special because in this form, one can actually engage in the service of the Lord and can get rid of this entire body conception. That is advantage in the human form. Right? We can use this human form in the service of the Lord. That is possible. We can use this intelligence and mind, everything in the service of the Lord, especially in the human form. Right? But in all the forms of life, it is simply just facilitating the independent desire to enjoy independent of the Lord. So, so this form of life, human form of life, is a rarest opportunity to actually get rid of this body conception of life. But even after having this attainment of human form of life, if we are bent upon continuing this body conception of life, then actually we have lost the whole chance. And then one will simply again make light out the lowest phase of life and continue the cycle of battling that. So that's why it is very important that human form of life should be very carefully. We have to see that we don't waste our time and energy in anything else than just being focused in the most important auspicious activity of self-realization or devotional, engaging in devotional service and awakening our love for Krishna. So that's the most important task when we achieve this human form life. So Hiranyakashipu here we can see that even though he has the opportunity, he actually was having a lot of philosophical knowledge outside. We have seen previous chapters. How Hiranyakashipu know the body and how the body is soul, how Supreme Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord is the Lord of the universe. He knows. But he is so determined not to surrender to the Lord and continue in the body conception of life and have material enjoyment. So he could have used all that philosophy and understanding to surrender to Krishna, but he did not. He was so determined like that. And when he gets his son, like Prahlad, and Prahlad is also such a good example. Beauty child is born, and he is also when Prahlad also tried to preach him, but he was still not ready. So because of a determination, he has taken a vow that he wants to remain in this bodily conception of life. So there's a 10th offense also. What is the 10th offense? Not have
faith in the sanctions of the name.
To not understand.
so maintain attachment. So this is we can see how Hiranyakashipu is actually just wanting to remain in this bodily conception of life. That's the problem. So he does not want to die. He does not want to die. But in contrast, we see the devotees of the Lord, they have no issue with death. They're happy. They won't have any kind of objection with death. Marubi Raghavi, Joy Satama. Nityada Suprati Tuadika. Well, Lord, it's your thing. Whenever you want me to leave this body, I'm okay. Devotee has no much reservation about death. Death is not much concern for a devotee. Because he just wants to see that he is engaged in the service of the Lord. That's the only thing what devotee is looking for. We see in the case of Vritrasura. Vritrasura was even eager. When Indra was fighting with Vritrasura. So Indra was sometimes getting very demoralized, depressed. This demon is not at all, I think I am not able to defeat him because he's very powerful. And in front of Vritrasura, Indra was becoming hopeless. It's a gigantic demon and he's not able to do much. Even though he had that Vajra, which was made by the Rishi Muni's own, and it was the Lord's blessing that this will actually kill the demon. But even then also Indra was hesitant and he was not able to fight with that hope that it will actually kill the trust. Because in present he was feeling, but it's not, I'm not finding that way because he's always being very powerful. So he was getting kind of doubt. But Dhritarashtra was very confident. He knew the plan of the Lord. And he was giving encouragement to Indra. Indra, you get up, you just continue. I'll be killed, don't worry. He was encouraging Indra. And then we find that Indra then taking the association of Dhritarashtra and because Dhritarashtra encouraged. So then Indra actually continued fighting. And we find that eventually he could kill. So there we find that how Dhritarashtra's desire, he was simply waiting for that opportune moment of having death. Because he knew this demon body is there for temporary period of time because he got cursed from the Parvati. He was a Chiriketu Maharaj. And he very, gratefully accepted that particular situation what God has put him into. And he was just remembering the Lord, even in that body also. He was still a Vaishnava, which was very difficult to perceive, but he was Vaishnava. Even then, but his consciousness was very clear. He was always surrendered to the Lord. And he's simply waiting, that when again I'll reunite with my Lord and engage in eternal service. That's what he was thinking, no? Aham harita vapadai kamolam dasan daso bhavitas bhuya manasmareta supate punamste grinit vaka karma karot kaya. So just praying, oh Lord, when will I again be engaged in your service? Servant of the servants, service of the devotees. With Kirita Bhava Karma Karota Kaya, with all his body, mind, words. How, when will I again be engaged in the service of the Lord? Because the direct service to devotees and all is missing in this body. It's very difficult, I have to, it's a very peculiar, awkward role, which I have got in this body. It's like Vishnu I got a very awkward role. Uh, Sometimes, devotee of the Lord may be put in that kind of awkward role. Even Hiranyakshipu also, that they was explaining that how actually he is, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, they are the same with but they're agreeing to become demon. Actually, in that sense also. Of course, Vittasura's case was a bit different. Vittasura was there also he was consciously, praying the words of, I mean, it was very clear devotional prayers, unlike here, what Hiranyakashipu is doing. So the point is that Vittasura was ready. He was not at all concerned about death. In fact, he was waiting when the death will come. Because that's what this helps him to further continue his service to the Lord. So for a devotee, it doesn't matter, life or death in that sense. That doesn't matter. Parikshit Maharaj also you find that he was simply absorbed in hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. When death was approaching, he was okay. And said that even before the Taksha came and before that also Parikshit Maharaj was completely, liberated and he has already come back to body. So it was not a concern for him. So the devotee, he is not so much in this mood of prolonging his life. He's not so much in that mood. Because when like Bhagavatam says, even trees live so long. So living long is not a major concern for a devotee. What is the concern for a devotee is that what is the quality of my life? Am I investing my time and energy in present in devotional service? Because bhakti is done in the present only. Because what opportunity we have for devotional service now. So we can do bhakti now. Now you may say, not in future I will do. Yeah, you may do it in future, but future is future, no? You don't have access to it right now. That future will become present, then you will perform devotional service in present there only. So in one sense, you always perform devotional service in present only. So devotee is very keen to see that let me live my life with great quality. And what is that quality? The quality is being engaged in devotional service. That is the quality what Bhagavatam says. The quality of life is to always be engaged in service of the Lord, to always be engaged in Krishna consciousness. That is how a devotee is wanting to live his life. We see another example of the Rishi Muni, as Vittasura episode, same episode in mind, that how the Rishi Muni also, when demigods, they wanted to, well, actually, Lord only told them, you should go to the Rishi. Actually, Lord had a dual plan. One thing was in the past time to have Vittasura killed also. But Lord also wanted to teach demigods some lessons of selflessness from the Rishi Muni. So there he, tells the demigods that you go and ask the Rishi, what do you have to ask? Bones. So it's not that no, okay, just give some bone, but for that he has to give his entire bone, all spine and everything. But vajra has to be made. So it's like just going and begging that this guy. And Prabhu, I want to ask you something. What? Prabhu, die for me now. Give your life for me. So it is something very, I mean, unexpected, right? But when this was asked to the Rishi, he had no reservation. Actually, the Rishi was immediately okay because he knew the plan of the God. So the Rishi had no reservation to give up his body. But just to teach some lessons of selflessness, he refused first. No, just to hear the glory of selflessness from the mouth of demigods. And then demigods were telling me how we should be selflessly giving for the sake of service to the Lord and all that. They were glorifying. I mean, they were telling these kind of words. And then he was feeling bit happy, okay, it's fine. Like sometimes, uh, sometimes we will be like, in our individual way, we will not be so much, up to the standard or, in terms of our Vaishnava behavior or whatever in devotional service. But sometimes when you get the service of, preaching, then you go to the really feel pressure, because you have to speak such lofty, such pure message. And in the course of speaking, then it really, makes the devotee feel, oh, maybe I should also, kind of endeavor to practice this. So it's very good, that way preaching, because preaching is kind of dynamic pressure. Because then you will feel more in, what is it? What embarrassed, or when you see that you spoke and then you're not that followed.
Outlets.
You're not following that way. So you feel more kind of maybe guilt or maybe kind of embarrassment that what I am doing. I only told I said this. I told my boy, have faith in Krishna. And I'm not only putting faith in Krishna. What is this? No. So that's good. It's good. Because when we speak such pure philosophy, and somebody gets benefit also. So God's mercy is enormous. And we can also preach in that same mood because it will benefit me. Because when we speak, this message is pure. So let this message purify me and others also. So let me also then become deep in my practice by associating with the message, by repeating the message sincerely. That's why repeating the message is so important. So that's how the Rishi Muni wanted demigods to speak pure philosophy of selflessness, service to the Lord. So they spoke, and that's how the Rishi Muni was happy. Okay, at least they're speaking the words of selflessness. Because they have come with a very selfish plan of, because they're troubled by the Dhritarashtra and they just wanted to get rid of all that trouble. So that's how they had come. So they had complete material motive in that sense. It's funny. So then the Rishi Muni, he tells them, then he was ready. Then he gave his body. He gave up his body. And then from that same bone, let's find out. And from the same bone that Vrajra was made. And that's how Vritasura was killed. So this entire episode we find that. So you can see in this case, the Rishi Muni was completely happy that his body is used in the service of the Lord. Right? He did not have any reservation to die. Like so life and death is not a much concern for a devotee. If a devotee has to live long, fine, he's happy because some service will be there. But a devotee may not have sometimes that much big lifespan. Then also devotee is fine. Because devotee sees that in current in current situation, I have some facilities to chant Hare Krishna mantra, to engage in devotional service. So he is very much alert in Krishna conscious practices in present. That is very, very important. So once this is there, then once this is assured that I'm doing it, my Krishna consciousness with great caution and great sincerity, devotee has nothing else to worry. He just, lives with life. That way. Like Shabri, we know that Shabri lived for long, right? At the end of her life, then we find that how Lord Rama comes. But the entire lifespan she was simply silent. Gopi wanted to give up their life. As soon as Krishna went, they wanted to give up their life. Okay? But gopis lived. Why? Because they were thinking Krishna may come. If Krishna sees us all dead, what will happen to Krishna? The gopis were concerned. When Krishna, because Krishna may come back. Krishna told he'll come back. If he comes back, then we should be prepared with all ways, with all the our all efforts and everything. We should be there to please Krishna. So, and Krishna seeing us dead, he'll have such a pain. So that to Gopis did not want to see that pain in the heart of Krishna. So they continue to live. So they did not mind living long, though they did not want to live, right? Because as soon as Krishna went, their prana also went. I mean, Krishna will give that life and soul. So that's why Gopis did not desire to live. but they still lived that. So for a devotee, living or dying is not a big concern. For him, the concern is that let me be engaged in service of Krishna. That is the main concern for a devotee. The devotee is happy if there is service to the Lord. If he is living, there is no service to the Lord. What the use of living? And that's what devotee feels. But if there is service to the Lord, devotee is very happy. And if you die, and the service of the Lord is obstructed, the devotee will not want to die. Because some submission of the Lord may be there, like Srila Prabhupada, when he was having great sickness. So that time, there was like possibility, maybe Prabhupada may leave the planet now. It was 71, 72, somewhere. So 71. So then devotees asked Prabhupada, we are very new, and so Prabhupada said, if one can pray, oh Krishna, if you so desire, you can, if you, Baba Spiritual Master has not yet finished his task, if you so desire, please allow him to further continue his pastimes, this world. So you can pray like that. Prabhupada allowed that prayer. So that because Prabhupada knew that he has some unfulfilled tasks, still a lot of things has to be done. Prabhupada allowed that prayer. So you got this point, that how it is okay to even live longer also when it is required for the service of the Lord, the service of Guru. So this is the mood of a devotee. The devotee is not here. Hiranyakashipu is wanting to be immortal. Went upon that. Prabhupada also says that he found somebody in Prayagraj, pleading to the doctor. Doctor, give me some 4 more years. I have so many plans like that. So he is thinking about his plan. But here Hiranyakashipu has his plan to become immortal and enjoy this world. So this is a very important principle we can learn that a devotee of the Lord is simply happy just to serve, and do everything, whatever is possible in his planet, to engage in the service of the Lord. So if you see the Prahlad Maharaj's case also, Prahlad Maharaj also was somebody not afraid of death. Prahlad Maharaj also had to undergo so much of attacks by his own father. But Prahlad was also not concerned about death for life. He was thinking, I'm remembering the Lord. That's the main thing. Like we remember the Lord, death comes fine. What's the problem? It was not that Prahlad was remembering the Lord so that he will stay from death. Like we will be sometimes attacked, we think, oh, Lord, save me. We want to be saved from death. But Prahlad was not remembering. You never find any kind of prayer like this. Oh Lord, save me from death. He's not praying like that. Simply remembering the Lord. That was the main concern. Let them remember the Lord. So, yeah. So you're simply remembering. And then it happened to be that Lord saved his physical body also. So he continued in the same body. And then further he became Prahlad Maharaj. So, yeah, because that's for the service, which Lord may want him to do in the same body. But if Lord wanted him to come to another body, then he would have gone also. Like Jatayu, he was remembering the Lord, serving the Lord, and he had to die. So he left the body. So for a devotee, it doesn't matter. Devotee is simply happy in remembering the Lord, serving the Lord. And then that is some kind of change. And this change keeps happening in this life also. Is it not so many changes happening? Like 2 years before we were serving somewhere else. Me and Manmohan Shah were in complete different atmosphere. Of course, it is similar also because the deities are there, Prabhupada is there, devotional service is there. So our spiritual practices are kind of similar. But external situations are different. It's completely different now. We were in India, now it is America. Here, there we were doing, maybe like thousands of devotees or 5,000, 6,000 devotees coming. Here we have some few committed devotees like that. Maybe in future, by Bhagwan Guru's blessings, more may happen. So many will come eventually. But the point is, there are a lot of externally maybe different situations. Climate, and so many things. So changes happen in this world also. Somebody maybe, people, all of us were small, teenage, we got a baby, and now young, tomorrow become old. Now Mukta Prabhu is in old body, but he's also performing devotional service. So this will change. So changes will keep happening, correct? But what will remain same is our devotional service. That will remain same. So that time also we have to chant, that time also we have to read, that time also we have to remember Krishna. Same thing will happen. Right? So if we can understand this point that this is what is my life. My life is all about chanting the name of the Lord, reading Srila Prabhupada books, engaging in service of the Lord. That is my life. Like some people they become so obsessed. No? Sometimes they join ashram, they say, "Oh, मेरा सेवा क्या होगा? What will be my service? No? Where I will go? And whatever you will have service, that is assured. What service that you don't ask? No. Service will keep changing. No? So what service that is temporary. But service to Krishna and devotee will be there for sure. And what service you'll have to chant Hare Krishna Mantra. That service is fixed. You're happy? No, Prabhu, not that. What service means? Will I be preaching or will I be cleaning or will I be in kitchen? What exactly? No, no, but I'm telling you, what will you fix this? Chanting Hare Krishna Mantra, that will be fixed. Okay, what else will you fix? Morning probably fixed. You can say Mangalarti prayers, Guru Ashtaka prayers, Puja prayers, it is fixed. What else? Proper reading, proper books will be fixed. So there's so many projects of reading Prabhupada books, chanting the name of the Lord, and offering obeisance to devotees. So it's all fixed programs. So a devotee should be very much fixed in this core engagements of devotional service. One should not get kind of troubled by this kind of anxieties. What will be my service? What I will be doing? What is my future? And your future is devotional service. What is the future? Whatever the situation, what we will do is devotional service only. And do we have any control over the externals? We don't have. Did you think, 5 years before that you'll be here in Boston? I did not think when I met him, I was thinking today morning when Prabhu, I met in Mayapur and we had some kind of talk. I never thought he'll be with me. We'll be serving together. So it's, we never know how things will happen, where, who will be, God knows. Like some wind comes, which straw, where it will go, we have any idea, no? On the river, things are floating, where things will come together, where it will separate, we never know anything. So external situation will keep changing. So when you understand this point, then that will not make a very big, blow in our mind that, oh, that is simply just change the situation, maybe little more change altogether at once the change has come. But what is assured is your devotional service is assured. Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying that you continue your devotional service. You're not, it's not going to ask what will happen. So it is, Krishna preserves that. He preserves what you have and he carry what you lack. Krishna will do that. So we don't have to worry about it. Having faith in Krishna's words. So we should not worry. Same thing with our disease also. If I become diseased and what, Krishna is there to help us to remember him to perform devotion. Some devotion to perform. I've seen devotees, getting serious sickness. But those who are sincere, they continue their devotion service. I know one devotee, he can't even stand long. He's very young brahmachari in Hyderabad. A good friend of mine. So he has severe issue with back pain and all. But he's continuing. Even in as brahmachari, he's going on. He does some kind of laptop service. He'll make PPTs and so many services he does translation for many things. So with all his troubles, he's going on. His devotional service is being performed. Even disease condition also. I think last year we had a good discussion on Bhakti Thakur's life. So many diseases are coming. So much of troubles with the body. But he was going on devotional service. So once you know that Krishna is there, Guru is there, and they all want us to perform devotional service, and they're the most powerful factor in our lives. So if you have some sincerity, we want to, then they will have all facilities to perform devotional service. So once a devotee need not have any anxiety about what about my health, what about my lifespan, will I die, will I live, So we don't have to worry too much. Same way with our profession also, my job is laid off, what will happen? Whatever will be happening, that is all under control of the Lord. Lord is in control. And the Lord has promised that He will maintain, He will take care of you, He will do that. Only not worry about it. Brahmacharis have laid off their job before only. No job laid off. Already laid off job. There only. If you don't know you're brahmacharis, you don't have any other family responsibility, family but all that. No, but their family must also be maintained by the Lord. So same way your family must also be maintained by the Lord. It is not that just because somebody is householder and his family members will have to have some special sufferings or something like that. No, Lord will maintain them also like that. So everybody is under the plan of the Lord. I mean, everybody is Lord is responsible for everyone's maintenance. One should have very clear understanding of it. The source of one's income is not the source of one's maintenance. That understanding should be there. So these points taking into consideration, one should simply be focused in devotional service. One should know that all other factors one doesn't have much control over. We may do whatever we may want to do as a part of duty, but with that kind of detachment, with that kind of understanding that ultimately it's all Lord who is in control of all these things. So let me do my part very nicely. So, like whatever you have, Lord, the Lord preserves, and what you like, Lord carries, or Lord carries. So, yeah, Yoga Shivam, yes, and I mentioned the Dhamma. But what is the point is that are we doing that unless simply Dhamma? That are we sincerely trying? So, most, see, Lord may carry 99% in terms of delivering us. That is a major part He's going to do. you know. But are we putting our sincere effort? That we have to ask. So if we that 1%, so 99% Lord will do, 1% we have to give, whatever 1% we have, in terms of our ability and capability to offer ourselves in the service of the Lord. So if that we do with best sincerity, then Lord will give all, He will carry whatever we lack. Maybe 99% we are lacking, Lord will provide on that. But we have to worry about our 1% of giving fully to the Lord, not misusing that. That we have to be very much concerned about. And the best way it can be done is if we are very much under guidance of our superiors. Because like if I ask you a question, let's say you want, let's say you can come to know that you're going to die. Let's say after by today evening, you're supposed to die. Let's say it is asked. So what will be your response? What will you do? Here's book. Let's say you come to know today evening you're going to die. What will you do? Question.
Chant with the most sincerity.
Okay. I will not die. What you're asking. I have so many things to do. How will I die?
प्रभु कह रहे कौन सी सेवा पहले करूँ मैं? Ask seniors what to do.
I like this answer. Why? Because see what Prabhupada was doing. That day Amarnath was telling very nicely. We were saying that Prabhupada was lying on his bed in a such a precarious situation. Body health was very deteriorated. And any time you have left his body. That was his situation. But Prabhupada was doing what?
Translate.
Translation. Because that is the order of his guru. What the order? You preach this message of the world. And when you get many print books. So he's giving both orders fulfillment, right? He's preaching and this will become the books also, no? He's dictating. So he's doing that seva. He's doing Bhakti Charan Swami Maharaj. He came to West. So, and it is said that Maharaj had that intuition that now is the time for leaving, correct? It's quite clear with his conversations and everything. But Maharaj is going in the battlefield. Why? Because Prabhupada wanted him. That's what he understood. That's my service. So I have to be in the battlefield. And I've heard that Bhakti Charan Maharaj, he also had the same opinion that he should not be in hospital and all while dying. He had that. He also wanted to be like Prabhupada, because he saw Prabhupada very closely. Prabhupada never liked being in hospital, injections and all that. Right? So he never wanted to leave his body in hospital. Correct? That was his last thing. He never think like that. But why he still got admitted? GBC role. Because he understood Prabhupada, you have to follow GBC. So he was following the GBC, even in that thing also. See, this is something which one may get his personal space, no? Arre Prabhu, I'm going to die now. Give me my space. How to die, But no, I'm under GBC. I'm under Prabhupada. So what Prabhupada wants me to do? Okay. GBC. Prabhupada wants me to do what GBC says, and what GBC says, be in hospital. Okay, I'll be in hospital. Correct? and he's leaving the body in hospital, see, which was never his mindset. That was not his priority. And any ordinary, I mean, any person, not ordinary, any person, great or ordinary, anyone, will be most happy, to leave the body maybe in Vrindavan or along with all the other devotees chanting and kirtan and all that. But I mean, Maharaj has taken that risk. He was in West and in hospital and hardly devotees around. Why? Because he is fixed on this principle that, wherever. Okay, so sleep also is like a death, no? Okay, again, we get up. Some sleep happens, after that you don't get up only. There is that one alarm clock of Navin Singh Maharaj, you die, and then you are talking about sleep, कितना सोएगा? एक बार सो गया उसके बाद तो उठने का ही नहीं, मतलब then you should just get out of this material world. It says in my alarm clock. People make alarm clock out of it. So anyway, what I was saying, what was the thing?
Bhakti Maharaj.
But the last point.
What to do at the time of that? If you know your death is
No,
certain.
that is, oh yeah. But just last point, so that I can just continue from there.
GBC.
GBC.
Under GBC. Following.
The
Coming
last
to
thing-
US West.
Oh.
Coming to West and preaching.
Okay.
Give my space.
Give my space, Vrindavan, correct. So no, we may all want that, right? So any person, big or small, ordinary or extraordinary, we all be very happy, Like Prabhu was saying that, I really like that. He said that, Prabhu had told, Abhi, give my space, bro. I just observe myself in Krishna and I leave the body. Just give me my space. Something like that. Or just to kirtan. Or just do something. No, he's from this what his Guru wants you to do. So, like even Arjuna also. Arjuna was, no, he's not okay, it's a battlefield. I'll be dying. But I'm dying obeying Krishna. Krishna wants me to fight, I'll fight. Like that. So that is not a major concern. Death will come if it has to come. It won't come, it doesn't have to come. Right. And it's not about death, about anything. Job, it could be health, it could be any situation of life. It is up to, it's not in our control. But what we can do is, let us be very faithful servant of our Guru. Faithful servant of Guru and Krishna. That is in our hand. And we don't have any excuse. In our situation of life, we can put our best effort in our devotion service. Nobody has excuse. Because that's that principle of squirrel and Hanuman. Squirrel can do her best, and one can do his best. But everybody can do his best. A simple household lady, a mother who may be at home, take care of the child, and if she is doing her best in terms of giving the proper Krishna conscious samskara, then taking care of the needs of the child, emotional, physical, spiritual, and faithfully serving the husband, understanding this is what my guru wants me to do. Being clear with that principle of that I'm here to serve my guru. By doing these responsibilities very diligently, very nicely. So that's a lady will go back to marriage. Because she's, after she's chanting, she's engaging in devotion service, but the part of responsibility what she's doing is doing the right consciousness of serving the guru. And she's doing her best. That will only go back to marriage. That there is one mother, I forgot her name, but his own Radha Maharaj was saying this, that, I think I quoted it another time also, that how whole life she served very faithfully, in a simple way, not like a very big, some big sannyasi or very famous personality in ISKCON, not like that. She was not known much to anyone. She served whole life, distributing the books, taking care of the her household, things in a Krishna conscious way. And toward the end of her life, she was getting such amazing revelations. So she was very shyly, not in a very boasting way, but she was sharing with her husband that how she's able to understand, she's able to get some kind of realization about her Swarupa and also this Krishna. Very esoteric things like that. But the point is, Maharaj says this in one of the lectures, and how she was able to have that kind of high revelations by the grace of Guru and Krishna. So we have to know that so Guru and Krishna, they are very powerful. They are the people who are escorting me from this ocean of samsara to Krishna. So they are escorting. What I can do is my duty to be very faithful, very faithfully engaging in the service of Guru and Krishna. That is my duty. If I'm doing that thing rightly, if I'm doing that, then it doesn't matter what is our external situation. Because in all situations of life, the guidance is there for you. The guidance of Guru and Krishna is always there for us. No, let's say there is no job. Is the guidance there or not there? See, in the life of Tukaram Maharaj also, was things everything was alright, you see. Tukaram Maharaj had job. Tukaram Maharaj, no, what situation happened, his wife was not favorable, not on job. Even children also died, right? Tukaram Maharaj children also died. Correct, no? Children also died. Died?
No, they were alive.
Alive? No, they died. Some of the children. No,
They were alive.
they're alive? Not died. Not died. Okay, maybe some other thing. But a lot of no, odd situations in life, right? But Tukaram Maharaj was continuing. In fact, Lord had to worry about these situations. Lord had to come and clear his debts. There's past things like that.
It was Gorakumba. Gorakumba.
Oh.
His child died in that when he was doing his work.
Died, no? Child died. No?
It was Gorakumba.
Acha, there's another. Okay, same. Okay, fine. Anyway, so the point is, so for a devotee, there may be very difficult situations also sometimes. You see, in this case of Pandavas, father died at an early age. I mean, before only, then later Kunjimani got. And then they were having so many troubles by Duryodhana, so many troubles. But they were engaging in devotion service because Krishna is always there, Guru is always there, and the facilities for us to perform devotion service is always there. That won't be taken away if you are sincere, if you want to. It is sincere to be there because you can always chant, you can always serve Guru in your situation of life. That's why a devotee should become very emphatic free about all the external situations. The problem what happens is that is on all these external situations of life, it steals away our mind's attention on our current devotional service. That's the problem. Then we cannot focus on our current devotional service. Peacefully, we cannot practice Krishna consciousness. Peacefully means without absorption. But that so with all our heart, we cannot practice Krishna consciousness. Then because our mind is divided into so many varieties of anxieties and fears and lamentations. So then one is not able to focus. It's very important to understand that that facility to perform devotional service is right there. And simply just be sincere to do that. And once we have that kind of orientation, we do that, then Krishna will help us in all possible ways, in all situations of life, in all walks of life. And Krishna will take care. So that's all very, just like a small child, how is carefree about his maintenance, anything. If I get disease, my parents will take care. If I get hungry, I have things, they take care. If my friend troubles, parents are there. So very carefree. Correct? Very carefree. Carefree doesn't mean irresponsible. Carefree in terms of his maintenance and protection and all that. He knows my parents are there. And he very, peacefully does his studies or whatever he has to do. What parents tell him to do. And that's what he can do. So a devotee can also feel like that. That's how Prahlad will also felt. How he's been taken care of the Lord. Everything's been taken care of by the Lord. Everything. So that's why devotee can have that kind of feeling. God is there in all possible ways. He's taking care. He has been taking care. He's taking care. He'll be taking care. I'll be taking care. But I have to do my part. That is my giving myself to Krishna, my heart to Krishna, my devotion to Krishna. That I'm lacking. That I've been lacking from so many times. Let me do that. That is something which I have not been doing. So we have to be concerned about our part. So there's a few thoughts. I will stop. But if you have anything to share, you can share. Yes, ma'am.
Amazing class.
You're writing on?
Yeah.
Oh. I was surprised. I thought maybe for the last 2-3 lines you are going to ask questions. And then you said amazing class also. I was surprised. 2-3 lines, he was amazed. I was amazed. by your amendment of hearing 239. That's why I got out. Whether you were hearing online. Okay.
Yeah, bro. So many nice examples you gave. How I was able to put them in two categories. There were devotees, you mentioned examples of devotees who were willing to die for Krishna, and there were devotees who were willing to live for Krishna, although they did not want to live. So, devotees who are willing to die, you mentioned Vritrasur, Dadichi Muni, Parikshit Maharaj himself,
Jatayu.
Jatayu, yeah, and so many others are there in the list. And devotees who lived for Krishna. You gave Shabri's example, Gopis,
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada also, yeah. And then Bhakti Charu Maharaj's example you gave. He also just so bravely, like a soldier, entered COVID prone zone. He knew intuitively he's not going to survive. So that was amazing. Another wonderful point was devotional services performed in the present, not future. Oh, I'll do it, I'll do it. It's like giving a post dated check. So it has to be done now because even when the future moment comes, that future moment will become the present moment. If we keep postponing, then what's the guarantee? Even in future, we may keep postponing. Even in our preaching, we come across, like once we had come across a boy in bits who said, in this life, I'll chant one round. Next life, I'll increase my rounds. So, yeah, what's the guarantee? The same argument can be given in next life also.
Radheshyam was telling, his sister told him that this life you marry, next life you can be brahmachari. Then Raj told him, last life was going to be the same thing. So now I'm not doing the same. It's like his sister only. Really? I told you the last life, how do you know?
And bro, you were saying how we we are always maintained no matter what. You gave example of Sant Tukaram, and you also mentioned how it's our source of income is not our source of maintenance. It's Krishna who is maintaining us. So in this connection, Navina Niratpro was once sharing with us how when I was living with him, he was once sharing with us one conversation he had with Vaisheshika Prabhu. Both are book distributors and how they have just lived off book distribution. And Vaisheshika Prabhu has a nice home as well. So once they were having a conversation and they were discussing how in the course of distributing books, millions of dollars have passed through their hands. Of course, it has been all Krishna's wealth. They've given it all to Krishna, not kept anything for themselves. But then they were marveling at how Krishna has maintained them. They have never had to do a job and all. And they were laughing, just considering how it's a pastime of Krishna to maintain his devotee. What to speak of devotees? He, anyways, maintains all living entities. Right? So, this, how do we develop this faith in Krishna's maintenance? Because sometimes I also bewildered, not sometimes,
By,
very
by
often.
hearing the narrations, the sky was Shivachandra about all the devotees and pastimes of Srimad Bhagavatam. How to develop. Actually, what I understand is these things are developed by association only. That's what I understand. At least in my life, I've seen some devotees association that gives that kind of faith, some leap of faith. I'm not saying it 100%, but at least our faith can get little bit higher in that aspect. Like in my case also, like when many some senior brahmacharis and when we hear their words and they are convinced of that, by hearing their conviction, you may also develop some conviction that is there. So one thing I can say that we can put ourselves, in association of such restaurants who are living like that. We need some role models who are not caring about their maintenance like that. So we can hear from them. We can take our time and maybe associate with them also. Prabhu, what is the thought process? How you function? They can tell you over there because they have lived their life like that. When they speak some deep points of faith, that can touch your heart also. It happens like that. So, I mean, it's true. Because like Bhakti Charisma Maharaj, he heard from Prabhupada, so many lives have given to Krishna. Just give one life to Krishna. I mean, so to my, just give one life to Krishna and see what happens. So now that was, Bhakti Charisma took it so seriously. So one sentence he was ready to take and he was ready to dedicate his life. So I think hearing from devotees who have been surrendering like that is one a very powerful way to develop that also. In general, process is there. In general, process is followed and that phase is developed. But this is one thing very specifically I feel it can help us. We can ask, like as I said, this youngsters, those who were distributing books. I've seen this one young couple, Anand, I forgot his name, from LA. He and his wife had come.
Anand Kirtan.
Anand and wife. So when I saw, I was amazed. I think, just married and both husband and wife are living back, distributing books. How did I never seen India like that, I never saw somebody think this way. So I was very amazed. Then I got the idea that how some of our everyone was people like this. I was thinking. I was thinking. but but I never thought that way. I said this also is possible. This can I have seen in India there one Prabhu is staying at the temple, Mata is somewhere else, child is in Gurukul. In South there are some devotees I know that. So they are married, but they live like renowned order only. Both Mataji is serving temple. There are some devotees like that. They live that way. But they have the family. They come together, they will meeting, they may have child also. Like that devotee who I know, he has a child in Guru. And Mata is serving some other temple, Prabhu is serving some other temple. Anyway, whatever that, we don't know how things happen in their life, but that one dedication is there, I'm saying. So, so what I'm saying is, so that thing I've seen, but here this way, So when you see this kind of example, then you can ask them, "Prabhu, क्या करते हैं साहब? कैसे कर रहे हो?" Don't you get fear of this, fear of that? And we can ask, we can honestly inquire. And when we are very sincerely in inquiry, with having that same desire, I also want to dedicate my Krishna in my career, in whatever my situation. I also want to. Then we can develop some deeper faith. And I think we can pray also to God then. Oh Lord, I am caught up in so many things. You make some arrangement by which I can dedicate myself more and more. So with that kind of sincere and honest prayer also, then Nityan Prabhu will take care. When devotee would say, for us getting to yatra, sometimes there will be some troubles. Many devotees had troubles sometimes, because they'll not get leave. That time project deadline will come, or other if he goes, then he'll be laid off from the job. Those things. So there was a devotee, it's this Raj in our voice. So he will always advise, just pray to Nityan Prabhu. He will take care. So some devotees have done it and Nityan Prabhu took care. They could come to Bhakti like that. So sometimes exercising that kind of faith on the strength of someone's faith can help us also to develop that. So it is like that. Like proper disciples, they had faith in Prabhupada words because they could see Prabhupada is very honest, very transparent, very devoted to Krishna. So they could put words in the faith of Prabhupada. Having faith in the words of some faithful servant of Krishna also can help us. One devotee told me, that was so stunning. Now I also remember, today also I was remembering this. So he was saying that after I read Bhagavad Gita, I understood one thing. Krishna will put food in your mouth. Put food in your mouth. Means you don't have to worry about food. Krishna will take the food and put it in your mouth. This is how Krishna is taking care of food. So why to worry about food? People like food, clothing, shelter. Krishna will put food. Whole darling, Krishna God. This is how Krishna maintains. So we don't have to worry about it. Especially when we are being trying to be devotees. Right? So that way. And as you said, there's so many examples, live examples right now. And there are examples in history also, in Bhagavatam also, that how they maintain. So contemplating on that. Rajnagur says this. I says recently in Bhaktavali class, they were saying that knowledge, and then saying understanding the knowledge, and then apply that knowledge, then it comes realization. So understanding of the knowledge, you were saying that one should contemplate on that knowledge. from different angles. So that way you'll get understanding. And then implement. Some things you should implement also. Some things we should do, which is based on that faith, what we have gained. Takes further step. And then you see, when you take that step, the risk, the so-called risk is there. So then you see how Krishna is protected you. We are still maintaining. That's what they laughed. How we are maintaining. You have to know. So that's very good. So yesterday I was saying to Prabhu, okay, Dindi Yatra is very good. Dindi they go. Because a lot of faith you can develop. You can see how Krishna is maintaining.
Which year?
Dindi Yatra, they go to Pandharpur.
Right.
So Brahmachari, they had must, you have to do it, the first year. And many other Brahmacharis may be coming from, good families in the sense, cozy, comfortable family. They might have never, gone to feel dirty in the call of nature and all that. But everybody has to go there undergo training. And you sleep in parking lot anywhere. I still remember one place I had to go in the field. It was very dark, in the morning, talking about nature. So and then it was very dark, and I had really was afraid. I was thinking a snake may be there. Because raining and all, a snake may be there. If I bitten by a snake or something, what? I was getting that kind of fear. Because it's dark also. I have to go alone also. So you would have gone, but you have to go alone. You have to mind your own journey. That time I was hearing Ramanath Maharaj lecture, playing also along with going. So Maharaj was telling about Gautam Das Thakur, that how Gautam Das Thakur had to get DTs, and that field. And that's some
Go down.
Some go down.
Snakes.
And there's so many snakes there. That time it came. How amazing. Actually, I am afraid of snakes and they only and he said, he was not at all afraid of snake. And then Maharaj said, Jake,
Mare Krishna.
Mare Krishna,
Okay, Krishna.
Mare Krishna. Maharaj told that. And then he explained that how Gautam was supposed to fearless. Because he knew if Krishna does not want the snake to bite me, then I not bite me. I got so much faith, I think. So much means whatever in my capacity, some dose of faith. And then I became peaceful. And I could peacefully go and that, so that was a faith boosting experience for me. I came and told to 10 devotees, not 10 devotees. Afterward, I also kept telling so many people, okay, how this happened? Why Maharaj was specific that time only, when I was actually needed? Because I was ready, but I was feeling some kind of thing. So that came like that. Ever the Sridhar Swami also, he was having that lack. Okay, how can I surrender to my instruction? My wife is died, child is there. He was sincere. And he's looking.
Sridhar's Prabhupada disciple or
No,
the
Sridhar Swami
Bhagavatam
Acharya.
comment?
Spider. Lizard.
Then he saw that lizard people just falling, and then by seeing that, so Lord also will supply, some kind of understanding through something, provided we are looking for that. We are sincerely wanting to serve, sincerely wanting to dedicate our life for the mission of Lord Chaitanya. If that kind of sincere intent is there, then Lord will help us. In help us in all different ways. We may be having anarthas also. But Lord sees that sincere intent is there. So Lord will help us. He'll take care of us. Like somebody is whining also. So it's not that he's a pure devotee. He knows he has baggage of anarthas from so many lives. So how is he going to continue his life in Krishna consciousness in such dedication way? He understands that yes, I'm not perfect. We will not be having, that we're not Paramahamsa, Asmata Thakur. But having the faith, okay, I'll try my sincere efforts. And then by Lord's grace, it is possible. By Acharya's blessing, it is possible. So there is our only hope for us. But why did we have to worry about our sincere desire and intent? That's why that kind of sincere prayer can be offered also. So Lord in the heart also will arrange different ways. Hare Krishna. And then also by our consciously taking effort to go to some devotee and inquiring with that sincere intent, devotees revealing their heart and how they're living with that faith and what they have experienced, that can also push further like anything. But we should be willing. Actually, there are so many. Why we don't surrender Hare Krishna? Because we have a lot of excuses. So we have to ask, am I wanting to get more and more excuses not to surrender to Krishna? Or am I wanting to get rid of all my reservations and actually want to surrender to Krishna? That sincerity is very important. Key. So that's why when we're sincere, we'll be helped by the Lord. So faith is a gift of Krishna and Acharyas who are wanting to serve the mission of the Lord. That faith they will give. we have to work on our own intent and desire to serve Krishna. That's why it's pure duty that we come for, sort of surrender your life to Krishna. So they want to invoke that desire in you. When that desire comes, then faith also will come in you. God will help us. Any other point? I can read this, from a reading of the religion section. It's very nice. It says that mm, says if one is advanced in knowledge, okay, it says that Charapati says, San nimitte varam tyago vinashe niyate sati. Everything within this material world will be destroyed. And therefore, one should use everything for good purposes. If one is advanced in knowledge, he must always be prepared to sacrifice anything for a better cause. At the present moment, the entire world is in a dangerous position under the spell of godless civilization. The Krishna consciousness movement needs many exalted, all of you are exalted, learned persons, all of you learned persons, who will sacrifice their lives to revive God consciousness throughout the world. We therefore invite all men and women advanced in knowledge to join the Krishna consciousness movement and sacrifice their lives. See, the Devsi Muni sacrificed his life, no? So we also will sacrifice our life. We also want to sacrifice our life, but not like you have to die. But to sacrifice your life means you sacrifice all that plans what you have got, in terms of you keeping in the center. I want to have this, I want that. Keep Guru and Krishna's desire in center and do all that. That is sacrifice. So that is a sacrifice, what you do. So it's saying man and woman advance in knowledge to join Krishna and sacrifice their lives for the great cause of reviving God consciousness of human society. So that is the greatest task we have got. So see, it's most appealing. I've seen one Prabhupada would always appeal in his lectures. Say, all of you young boys and girls, I request you, it's my humble and sincere request, to come forward and join this Krishna conscious movement, make your life success and preach all over the world. No, he'll say this. So Prabhupada keep telling this, because it's appealing. So when they're appealing, then some desire will come. That time. Like Radha Shampoo appealed to so many youths, come and join. So much of appeal. Join. Before that, it was not much of appeal, so not many men might have joined. Somebody came and so much appeal, many more joined. Now, you all have to appeal for more, than somebody will join. You create a platform, you appeal, and people will come for it. It's the highest thing to do. The proper appeal so many people to join Krishna movement. So many people join Krishna movement. Whatever way, whether as brahmacharis or as grihasthas, but they join Krishna movement very dedicated. Prabhupada appealed. Bhakti Siddhanta also appealed. He also told, join, preach the message of God. He did. Prabhupada was there to do it. So this is how they are appealing also. So we can associate with them. By them we can get that desire also. So very good. That way. Any other point? Any reflection or point? Yes.
Uh, I like that point that Yoga Shima Mahamyam, that Krishna will protect whatever we have and will gives. But are we actually that much surrendered and dependent on Krishna? Like Ananya Chintan Tumam, are we doing that? Then how can we be actually confident of Krishna? We have that internal fear because we are not actually executing on the Ananya Chintan. Therefore, all the anxiety shots. We are not dependent on the plan of Krishna. But those who are always immersed in devotional service, for them, they don't have any other anxiety to surrender to Krishna's plan as and when they come. That's the point I was.
Yeah. And this is the best thing what we can do is be always in very vibrant association. Those are very much surrendered to Krishna. So being with them, being under them, and trying our best. So that way, we'll eventually get it. We'll eventually do it. Just faithfully, you have to stick to that very powerful association. Those are surrendering actually their lives without caring much about anything. You have to really, choose our role models. It's very important. Our role models are very important. We carry, we will go in the direction where we have kept our role models. So that way, keeping that role models in our heart and mind is very important. And really seeing and admiring, oh, they're not caring. It should amaze you. And that way, we just being faithful to them. One day, we'll also, by their mercy, we'll also be able to move forward in that. So, and we have so many examples, many, many. So if you are looking for that, then we will see those examples. If you're not looking for that, then we will see so much of other things to be done. Many, many excuses will be there. So, प्रभु बट मेरा आना था प्रभु मेरा फैमिली का प्रॉब्लम प्रभु मेरा ये दिक्कत है वो दिक्कत है मेरा हेल्थ का so many things we tell. No, everything is okay, that's fine, but are we really? Which can help us. Yeah, thank you. Lord Sudarshan, there to protect us. Yes, bro.
One small reflection that uh, you said that devotees are not concerned with death; they are only concerned with the quality of devotional service. I was like reflecting that uh, that outside world, I mean, other people also who are not currently in the fold of devotional service, they are also living as such that they are not concerned of death. They are just running after increasing the quality of life. But you said that for devotees, quality of life means quality of devotional service. So it's not quality of
Paintings into making different things.
Correct.
Yeah,
So
that's what I think of quality. And they may feel pity on devotees' quality of life. अरे इनका है ही नहीं घर भी अच्छा, है ही नहीं। They feel pity on you. They are not being bed also to sleep. You don't have car also, whatever. People may sometimes feel pity on the devotee.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other point? Any reflection? Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for amazing class. Yes, in for Prabhuji's point, Shivash and the Prabhu's point, I was actually once Amrendra Prabhu was telling us regarding how to be fearless in bhakti and how to develop that faith that Krishna is always maintaining. That we always take solace in the fact that Krishna is all knowing, he is all powerful, and he is our ever well wisher. He is so when we try to meditate upon these three things, then we can actually kind of focus more on and understand how Krishna is maintaining all the time. So this was very beautiful. And another point which I heard from His Holiness from SB Keshav Swami Maharaj, that he said that real remembrance is actually not that what how many shloks and how many things we can actually recite, and this is not real remembrance. Real remembrance actually, Maharaj said that is that each and every second, each and everything you are doing, understanding and seeing how Krishna is maintaining us. So we can see little things, like for example, we are breathing, that is also Krishna's mercy. We are lifting a finger, that is also Krishna's mercy. If Krishna does not permit, this will not happen. So that was another point which Maharaj said. And true for your point, one point very much stick with me is that we should not actually wait for circumstances to align to do devotional service. So we should do in whatever situation we are in. When you were giving example of devotees, even if they health, they have some bodily issues. If we should not expect that all circumstances will align, then I'll do devotional service. And as Prabhu mentioned that devotion services happens only in present, not in future. And future, that's the present. And if you're sincere, and if you're sincere, then Krishna will facilitate. So I think this was the point which was very much had a deep impact. Thank you, bro.
Thanks. Very important. Yes. Any other reflection? Table.
I did mention Prahlad Maharaj was not remembering Krishna to speak the name, but I mean, he was remembering this.
Yeah, but that's what he wants. Right. I thought
I will back him with.
you were short death situation.
Yeah.
Yes, so.
Will take some time. Very good.
So very important. Or preparing to live more. I'm not thinking. Thinking of how to get live. Yeah, very nice. Yes. Any other?
One your starting point of how Hiranyakashipu was Hiranyakashipu went to any extent to get boon from Brahma. Similarly, devotees should go to any extent to sacrifice their life to develop that intense greed to get the mercy of God. That was very special.
You wanted to say something, you raised hand.
Actually, when like the Krishna in Lord Krishna is just like, when a baby is small and he has immense trust on his parents and he doesn't bother about it, like where my parents are leading me. So this is how we have to, put immense trust on Lord Krishna without even thinking, giving a second thought, like where we are moving to. He is taking and he is directing us to a right path if only we are doing a righteous thing. If we are, at each day, whatever I'm doing that, if I'm surrendering it to Lord Krishna, if like I am in a hospital setup, if I surrender my everything to Lord Krishna and I just pray him like, whatever I'm doing today is just because of you and you are the guiding master for me. So he will never let us do anything wrong. It's just a minor thing, each day we have to, think about him like he is the one who is doing soul part for us. Like he is guiding, he is riding my soul like he does for for Arjuna. So we will never go in a wrong path and he will always there to direct us from, he will deviate even if we are going to wrong path because he knows that we have surrendered our soul and our body to him. He will never let us go in or deviate us to the wrong path. So we have to have an immense trust on him. And this is how we can put our immense trust on him. The way we put our immense trust on our parents. And
Do
the
you
parents.
chant? Do you chant, my mother?
No.
Do you chant?
I have left chanting. I'm sorry about that. But yes.
So one thing happens is, yeah, that Krishna is always guiding us. He's always there for us. But one of the things you have to understand that, like Bhagavad Gita also says that we can get the guidance of Krishna in the best way through his representatives. So it's always good. That faith we should have definitely. That Krishna is the one who is driving my soul and guiding me, he's always there for me. But the Krishna is saying, Krishna also says that, one should surrender to a spiritual master, one should surrender to his devotees, because Krishna's will, Krishna's protection, Krishna's direction also comes to devotees. So it's also important to, that's why I was telling you, like what it was Maharaj, or who else example, right? And how they were, very much wanting to follow Srila Prabhupada's desire. Like Prabhupada also, wanting to follow his rules there. So that should be our, understanding there. So that's why it's very important to be connected to devotees and devotee sangha. Like why we chant? Because devotee has told us to chant. On our step by chanting Hare Krishna, we may not go to the white garden. The Prabhupada said 16 rounds. So why we chant 16 rounds? Because we know if we chant 16 rounds, Prabhupada's instruction we have followed. Prabhupada, because he is very powerful as the devotee, as very dear to Krishna, then he will help us to get the devotee. He will take us to spiritual world. So we have to know that we want to please those who are dear to Krishna by following their instructions, by being under the guidance. And that's how we have our chance to get perfect. That way we see. Of course, Krishna is there, but Krishna makes a choice devotees. That's why he is there. Brahman, Brahmate Kono Bhagavan Ji, Guru Krishna Sadeta Bhakti Lata Beach. So by the arrangement of the Lord, like Dhruv Maharaj, he wanted to attain the Lord. Then what happened? Lord arranged Narad Muni immediately. No, okay, Narad Muni, come. He is my devotee, he wants to attain. He wants to get a kingdom, but he wants to get Lord and whatever he had there, but he wanted to attain the Lord. He wanted to. So then Narad Muni was there. by the arrangement of the Lord. The same way, if somebody is sincerely desiring to attain perfection in his life, then the Lord will arrange, or we should be seeking some devotee's guidance. That way, the process becomes very pakka, very perfect. Otherwise, there can be some situation where one may be thinking, like I literally know, I saw a lady, she was telling, for me, everything is Krishna only. Krishna is my, everything. I only dream about Krishna. I see Krishna every time. Krishna. See, the tea is there. I take this tea. This was my kana, and I'm drinking the tea. Right, but you should not, Shastra says you should not take this intoxications and all that. You follow this, no? All that. So they will, no, the reason I can't, and how Krishna took that tea, he just offered that tea. So this is big fan of sentiment, It's not a very right platform of devotional service. So devotee should be eager to know, what is Krishna's will. If Krishna wants tea, if Krishna wants tea, then it's fine, I give tea. But Krishna is not wanting. So what Krishna wants, Patram Purusham Param. And then devotee also will emphasize, this you can offer, you cannot offer. That's how we should. So it's like what my father wants. I should know from, maybe mother. Mother will tell me, you do this to father, and father will be happy. The same way, through guru, through devotee, we can get to know how